Your heart. It's beating abnormally, Gabriel-san. You're feeble. What are you hiding from me?
What if I told you Tomoe Tsurugi isn't actually a villain? Now, I know what you might be thinking, nurse, he's out again, to which I say, fair point, but let me explain a little. So, Tomoe Tsurugi, also known as Kagami's mother, is first appeared on Miraculous as this cold and controlling mother that showed no emotion, and I thought this would develop into her having a strong relationship with her daughter and be a lot more open and show like emotion pretty much, but that quickly took a 180, 360. Whatever. Anyways, Miss Tsurugi became this type of villain that was seen helping Gabriel, and we know she's this like mysterious background villain character because again, we see her in the trailer for the upcoming Miraculous seasons where she's just smiling in the background, and usually when someone smiles without showing their face in a trailer, it means that they're usually evil. So anyways, I decided to do a little research on Tomoe and see if I can find like anything pertaining to her past to what made her a villain or some type of villain, and it all of course led me to a dead end as there's nothing that directly hints to what might have made her so villainous, I guess, and her identity has always been a mystery, and I think this was, you know, intentional because, you know, we need a mysterious character because what's a show without a mysterious character? And it was kind of like random that Tomoe just started helping Gabriel with the Miraculous, as everyone thought like, oh, what does she know about the Miraculous? And I feel like this was kind of also revealed when it was revealed that Kagami's a senti-monster, which as I know is a kind of a controversial topic as many people believe, and it's like kind of like a 50-50 as Kagami is a senti-monster or not, and I have to say I do think she's a senti-monster for reasons that I'll get into a little bit later, but the whole episode, it kind of like implied that she is a senti-monster, and it also explains why Tomoe Tsurugi was working alongside Gabriel, which means it kind of hints towards the fact that she knows a lot about the Miraculous. Now, initially, I thought Kagami's father was just absent or just not in the picture, which is like usually shown in like a lot of shows where like the father's just not like in the picture at all, or just like doesn't like, you know, is a character that like doesn't like have any like necessarily like importance or anything. But I feel like the fact that Tomoe has a dynamic with Gabriel, it kind of hints towards the fact that Kagami, like, you know, had a father but passed away, and it's part of the reason why you know, Tomoe wants the Miraculous. But let's talk a little about Tomoe and Kagami. Now, Tomoe wants her daughter to be this sort of perfect daughter, and she wants her to end up with Adrian, which is really interesting to me because if she knows that Adrian is also a senti-monster, it's kind of weird that the fact that she also wants her to be with another senti-monster. And it's also kind of interesting because she sees Adrian as this perfect child as well as Kagami being flawless. And if you think about it, like she probably wants the best for Kagami in a way, because I guess Adrian can be seen as the perfect child, as he's obedient, he's a model, and he has an overall bright future, blah blah blah, and Kagami is supposed to be this flawless daughter. And it also got me thinking, if you go through the trouble of having a daughter, wouldn't you want like your daughter to like go out into the world and like be able to find like her own like calling in the world, instead of wanting her to like have all these like tasks that you need her to do and just want her to be perfect? And I kind of like, it had me thinking a little bit more because Kagami's mother, Tomoe, is seen as like very controlling, and she's sort of this helicopter mom, and she just micromanages everything Kagami does, which is, I kind of understand it, since if she is a senti-monster, then of course she would want to keep a close eye on her daughter to make sure nothing happens, especially since the Amok might be in the family ring. But it also kind of interests me over the fact that, like, you know, again, if you go through the trouble of creating the daughter, you want your daughter to like just go out in the world and develop on their own, which is kind of weird, especially since like she has like she always keeps eyes on Kagami. And we kind of see this similar to Adrian, as Gabriel always had a close eye on Adrian. Well, not that much of a close eye, considering the fact that his son was Cat Noir and he didn't realize it, but that's a topic for another day. Anyways, he always had this sort of control like over Adrian, and Adrian was finally able to break control when his father passed away. But it's kind of interesting to me because at the same time, Gabriel did give his son a little bit more freedom, but anytime he got into danger, he was quickly pulled away, and he like returned to like this like sort of like strong like keeping a close eye on Adrian, just wanted this really sense of like control over him. But it's kind of interests me since like it's kind of the same with Kagami's mother. And if you guys remember this one episode where Tomoe got akumatized, she kept Kagami in this like car thing and to make sure like nothing really happened to her. So it does show that Kagami or Tomoe really does care for her daughter, that she has a really weird way of showing it. So I had to think of Tomoe's end goal since I couldn't draw anything from the relationship. Now, Tomoe had this little interaction with Gabriel, like when he was like slowly losing his mind. She specifically said, "I want a new world too."
I want the miraculous as much as you do. I want a new world too.
But what could she possibly mean by a new world? Now, I know it's kind of obvious since it's in the words, but there's a lot of like shows that like often hint that like a new world means something different, and this could have often like around like 2 or multiple meanings. So something must have happened in her life for her to want a new world. I mean, could have distractor have struck in her life and someone took someone close to her, or did she have some type of rough upbringing? And typically in games and shows, when someone wants a new world and they want society to be completely reconstructed in general, or they just had this like idea that led them to believing that the world is just this horrible place and needs to be completely fixed. And there are special cases where they just want total control over the world and want to dictate everything, but I don't think this is the case. And she had this sort of like slight change in emotion when she was talking about a new world. It was kind of a sad emotion. So I think again she wants the first option. She wants like society to be kind of reconstructed, or she wants like the world to be seen in her eyes, which she might believe is like the better place.
It is our family crest, and that crest dictates your behavior, a duty.
But let me go back to Kagami's father. Now, usually in shows, when a parent is absent in shows, or like there's no direct mention of them, something tragic might have happened, or they just aren't in the picture in general, or their parents went in their separate ways, which is totally fine. And I always initially believed that like it happened to Kagami's father, as he just wasn't in the picture. But something led me to believe that he passed away to create Kagami, and it led me back to the dynamic that Gabriel has with Tomoe. Now, Gabriel lost his wife after she used the Peacock Miraculous to create Adrian, and he sought after the Miraculous to bring her back. And you might be thinking, oh brother, this guy's yapping again, but listen, okay? I think the same thing might have happened to Tomoe, and if that theory is correct, that Kagami is a senti-monster, or it's 100% proven, that it's more likely that Tomoe's father, or Kagami's father, was in the picture and he's the one who created Kagami, because again, there was no one else that could have created Kagami. If Gabriel's brother created Felix, and then Gabriel's wife created Adrian, then there's no direct mention of someone creating Kagami. So it kind of leaves like this sort of dead end, and it leads me to believe that like Kagami was created by her father initially, or maybe I might have missed something in the episode, which I'll go back during editing. So if I'm wrong, this part will be completely cut, or I'll leave it in to embarrass myself. So I think maybe, just maybe, that Tomoe wants to bring someone back with the miraculous, and she doesn't probably have like the complete idea of what the miraculous do. So Gabriel was probably manipulating her into helping him get the miraculous, and wasn't telling you the full truth that 2 wishes can't be granted at the same time. Now, what if I told you that when 2 senti-monsters like come together, or something happens between them, something big might happen, and maybe that's why Tomoe wants Adrian and Kagami together? But I'll leave that up for interpretation, as I leave that to my next video. So if you haven't already, you should probably subscribe and like turn on that little bell notification so you can hear me yap in the next video. So of course, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to drop a like, and again, a subscription. And if you haven't already, subscribe to follow the Twitch if you haven't, and of course watch my other videos if you haven't. And if I said anything wrong in this video, or you have your own theories, please make sure to comment, as I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thank you for watching.